The Sonic X Shadow Generation story trailer gave us a glimpse of what we can expect to see in Shadow Generations' story. At the end of the trailer, we see Shadow notice Maria and Gerald far away, so understandably, this means present-day Shadow is going to reunite with Maria. Some have speculated she may survive the events of Shadow Generations, but most believe she will unfortunately go back to her time and the tragic events of her death will continue to play out. But if she briefly sees Shadow again whilst everyone is in white space, does this mean she could potentially meet Sonic and the rest of his friends? I should probably preface this because of the reaction in the comments section of one of my previous videos saying, "Yes, I'm very aware Maria is dead, I've played the games. But this game is about time travel, so watch to the end before making any judgments." The whole of Shadow's arc in the new story trailer gives the impression that the story is going to provide a lot of closure. Maria was suddenly taken from Shadow and Shadow was then sent to Earth, as we've seen in Sonic Adventure 2 and Shadow the Hedgehog. One of the things Maria desperately wanted to do was visit Earth, but unfortunately couldn't because of her Ned's disease. The Ned's disease was the reason she lived on the Ark. Allowing Maria to visit Earth would fulfill her wish. But this may come with consequence. We know that in the white space, time stands still as seen by Eggman saying there is no time here, when trapped in the white space at the end of Sonic Generations. But Maria coming to Earth could alter the timeline for when they escape the white space. Because of her condition, she could get ill being on Earth. We don't know how long it would take for her to see the repercussions of being on Earth, so maybe a short period of time would be okay? But if she was instantly ill, her death may occur earlier than before, so that would mess with the timeline ultimately. So it may not be worth the risk of Shadow bringing Maria to Earth. Where would Shadow take Maria if she was able to visit Earth though? One place some have speculated would be Sonic's birthday party, but this wouldn't make sense seeing the birthday party occurs when everyone escapes white space. However, Classic Sonic is somehow there despite the Time Eater being defeated. So clearly they have people from the past there, and then they travel back to their own time. On top of this, Silver is there despite not being born yet, and Blaze is there even though she's from another dimension. But if Classic Sonic, Silver, and Blaze are there, that means Maria can be there. And this is where Sonic would meet her. It would really add a lot of depth to the other characters, to see the reason why Shadow has so much suffering and to meet the one he lost that he cares about the most. And this is where Shadow would then say goodbye to Maria. Now I don't know about you, but when Shadow says goodbye to Maria, something we have waited 23 years to see, it's really going to hit hard. I think the writing of this game is going to be great, and it's really going to pull at the heartstrings. Not only would Maria meet Sonic, but she'd meet all of the gang and see that Shadow is surrounded by characters who are like-minded to her. The closest thing I feel like this would compare to is when Andy gives Bonnie all of the toys in Toy Story 3. It would have an extremely similar feeling in the sense of a send-off. It may even be a weird experience for Maria to meet all of these characters. She may have not met the other creatures like Shadow previously, that being animals that can talk and all. Presumably her whole life she has been surrounded by humans and then Shadow came along. She may have not even known that these creatures could have been born naturally, seeing as Shadow was made in a lab. I saw a tweet recently from @Adifying stating that in their headcanon, Maria had reincarnated as Sonic because their spirit is extremely similar. While I don't want this to be true, it's a nice thing to consider at least. It would completely change the course of the franchise, and I think some would hate this. But seeing how similar Sonic and Maria actually would make it all the more interesting for these two to meet. One of the more important characters for Maria to meet would be Amy. Amy was the one who talked Shadow out of destroying Earth, and that led to his flashbacks to Maria, and ultimately showed him that he can keep his promise to Maria, which led to Shadow being the character he is now. And I think Maria would thank Amy for that. Shadow and Amy haven't really interacted with one another outside of this encounter. Maybe Maria coming back would show Shadow that Amy embodies a lot of the same traits as Maria and allow them to grow closer. But what do you guys think? Do you think Maria could potentially go to Earth? Do you think she'll meet Sonic or the other characters? Let me know in the comments below, and yeah, we'll just go from there. So I thank you all for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on all my social media pages, which will be linked in the description down below. And I will see you all in the next video. So until then, take care. Bye bye.